All right. All right. Let me get my chat ready here, folks. And we're gonna be playing some Path of Achra. All right. All right. Welcome to the stream, and we are gonna be playing Path of Achra today. This is a basically a dark fantasy roguelike game where you can make an insane variety of characters with completely different strategies and completely break this game and just destroy everything. And the controls are incredibly simple in this game. So it is actually possible to make a character where you do nothing but hold down either tab or the spacebar, and your character just deletes everything in the room, pretty much. And the goal of today's stream will be to rack up a few wins. I have beaten this game. It's not a very long game to beat. You can beat a run in a little over an hour or two. I guess it would take around, yeah, depending how much time you take, but let's just get started here. We're going to embark on the path. And here you can see some of these characters I've already won. I've already beaten the game with, but others I have yet to do so. And so there's three categories here that form your fighter in the game. You have basically your race, or your culture, I believe it's called. You have your culture, then you have your class, and then you have your religion. So all these different gods you can worship. And this game creates a bunch of just different conditions that activate effects on you doing certain things, or certain things happening to you. So for example here, look at this class here, the Mubarizun. A renowned duelist champion cuts enemies through a whirling dance. So there we can see that we get a little extra life, speed, strength, dexterity, willpower. Those are our starting stats with this character. Then we can see here on step, block, or dodge, we perform an extra attack against an adjacent enemy. Extra attacks use our main hand weapon and do not count as an initial attack. And on attack, if single-handing, we perform a 10 damage hit against an adjacent enemy. This hit bypasses all defense and uses your main hand. So there's basically, you can kind of start theory crafting with, okay, let's say we want to do this. Let's say we want to be a Mubarizun. We can choose a good culture for this. Now, there's all kinds of different cultures. You got skeletons, goblins, cyclopses, you know, and just bizarre things like the Cosmar. And some of these are going to be really good at certain builds. There's good synergy between certain races, or cultures I should say, and classes and religions. Thought about getting this game, how is it? I've actually quite enjoyed this game, and I've spent about 18, 19 hours in it so far, and I've beaten it a few times. And I'm just trying to unlock, well, I've unlocked all of the stuff that you can play as. But I want to unlock, like, winning as different things. And it's just fun to, like, come up with different characters and see if you can beat the game. So let's see, I think we're going for this, let's see, step, blocking, and dodging. We do extra attacks. Pretty good dexterity. Now, which culture should we be? On entrance, on prayer. We can do a build centered around praying to our god. We can do a build centered around standing still. So whenever we stand still, certain spells will activate. I'm just gonna look at some of these. This guy is an on-step dodge. We could do a dodge build if we want. An elusive scout from the underground tunnel halls. Performs wild evasive movements. So this guy might be a good dodge. Every time we step or dodge, we apply 3 evasion. And evasion means plus 20 dodge per stack. 50% removed on stand still, so we won't be standing still with this guy. And whenever we dodge, we also do an extra attack. So the idea here is that we just start dodging all of the attacks the enemy does, and every time we do, we just deal out a bunch of damage. Now let's see, let's pick a god here. So, or there's all the different religions, gods, whatever you want to call them. I think they're just called religions here. Like let's look at this guy, Hadad, the god of wildfire and storms, presided over the first lowering of the waters. Oh yeah, so just a little bit of the lore in this. You're basically running from a giant flood. And it's consuming the land, and you have to fight through everything in front of you so that you can climb, so you can climb a tower into space and escape the flood. It's a very interesting premise, but that's kind of the story of the game in a nutshell. And yeah, on attack per fully charged prayer, deal 30 lightning damage, repeat with fire damage applied to charge. Like, that's interesting. Wonder if there's one that has something that synergizes with dodging. So let's take a look here. Stand still. On attacking or blocking, this guy's a shield god. On picking up armor, picking up a weapon. We don't want anything that's on standstill. Okay, interesting. I haven't beaten the game with Humbaba yet. The wilderness-born god of war and bloodshed despises civilization, rewards the amplification of rage. On entrance, we apply 2 blood rage to yourself. On kill, we heal 10. So that's nice. It's always good to have some healing. Blood rage per stack, heal 5 on hit. So, I think Humbaba is just kind of a good all-around god. We can try Humbaba. Because I haven't beaten... I've beaten the game with Ashem, Tangri, Azdaha, and Dumuzi. I've beaten the game with these 4 gods. Just finished my Spanish practice. How's the stream going? Oh, nice. I didn't know you're learning Spanish, SK, but we're just getting started in character creation. I'm kind of settling on what kind of build I want. I think we're going for a sort of dodge build with this kind of duelist guy. He's from the Cool culture, and these people are elusive scouts from the underground tunnel halls. They are known for their wild, evasive movements. And we are probably gonna... I'm looking at which gods to worship here. Some of the gods have weird effects. Some of them are really fun. I like the Phoenix one. Yeah, I did the Phoenix one before. That was fun. I think we're just gonna worship Humbaba. And we're just gonna get a bunch of healing whenever we kill enemies. I think we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna start our journey. O pilgrim sprung from the annihilating sea, no birth concerns thee. In Achra of the blurred spirit, in the wilderness of yearning, of turquoise incandescence, Humbaba admires your tread on the glorious path against the clamoring reach of muttering multifoliate beasts. Verses of Achra fragment. Cool little poem gets generated. Now let's see. I guess we'll let's just put this opening to dexterity. So here's all of the different magic we can learn. This is all available right from the get-go, and we have 10 points available. We can learn random. I've never hit the randomize button. But let's see, I think what we want here, let's definitely get agility. I'm gonna get agility, and we can level up agility. Or we can, let's see, we have 7 points. So, let's see, on standstill, we don't want that. Might, Beithnacht, pugilism. We could probably just level up agility a second time. Alright. And now we have 4 points available. Now let's see. So basically, this is martial magic. This is for your fighters, fighting related stuff. Then you have fire magic. So these are all the fire spells. You can turn into a fire dragon, or you can summon a fire dragon. You can heal from fire blasting around you. SK Battle Brothers DLC looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll get back to Battle Brothers, but I was just feeling like jumping into this today. Given the news that's going around about Oblivion, that's gonna be taking over the whole day tomorrow. Everyone's gonna be paying attention, so I figured, you know what? Let's just do this today. So before that takes over everything. Then you get your lightning magic. So you got fire element, lightning element, poison, death. This is all your death stuff. Ice. These are your ice spells. Astral. Astral is pretty fun. Lets you do teleporting and that sort of thing. Psychic. Psychic element. Life element, so all your nature druid stuff turning into vines and summoning plants that attack people, and what else? Vines, yeah, entangling, healing, what else? Little minions, just crazy stuff like that, you know. And then hemo, so blood element. This looks really cool. I love the idea of summoning, turning into dragons and whatnot. I also like the art style. Yeah, and I think the art style here, this like sort of 8-bit style, that it really has just like a certain charm to it. I enjoy it. It sort of might be somewhat simple looking, but I think this 8-bit style is really nice for this. But yeah, what are we thinking for... I want to combine martial with one of these. And there's also, we can look at prestige classes. So eventually we can unlock a prestige class. And basically these require us to put a certain... We need 25 points between like two types of magic, or like in one type of magic. Like we can put 25 points in poison and become a V-Knight. And then this lets us deal poison damage when people hit us. We just do insane poison damage to multiple enemies around us. So these prestige classes start unlocking later in the game, and you can actually work towards certain builds. And this game is just crazy with how many different characters you can make. It's really interesting. But let's figure out, I guess we'll do martial, and we can do martial and life, martial and astral, all kinds of stuff here. And this will also be affected by what items we come across. We might change our playstyle based on what items we find early on. Yeah, there's so many prestige classes though. Blood and death, astral and blood. You're just a horror. Your prestige classes, you just become and then on kill, if you have horror form. Oh, on being dealt damage, apply horror form to yourself equal to the damage received. When applied, so you turn into this thing when you get dealt damage, and on kill, if you're in that state, you have -1 charge to each known prayer, and you deal blood damage to all units in a 2-tile range, and the damage is equal to how much horror form you have. So the more you get hit, the more horror form gets applied, the longer you are a horror form, and the more damage you do in blood. It's like just crazy. Uspori, ice and poison. So yeah, it's just fun reading through these and everything, but I don't want to spend too much time in here. Let's just make up our minds. What do we want to do? I don't really have a preference. Something with healing might be good. We could do life. Let's get the druid bros in the chat happy. AKA SK, and let's do life. So let's see. On being dealt damage, on being attacked, we can entangle. Yeah, we can entangle enemies when they attack us. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, we leveled up right there. Okay. Leveled up. Alright, let's level up Vinokinesis. Okay, we're just killing stuff. Druids rise up, hashtag, yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna put a little bit of willpower early on. Evasion. There we go. Let's put a little bit of willpower. Let me level up. Let's see, what do we need? This needs 3 to level up agility. Alright, and we're doing dodge and life magic. Alright, we got some items. Let me level up agility. And let's see. What do we have? Okay, so right now we have a lance, an Achra, some kind of curved sword. We have a hood. This has on attack apply 2 evasion, which is nice. Our chest and arms are naked, and we probably want to have low armor or like low armor mass for this character. Yeah, we're actually kind of over encumbered. We don't want much encumbrance. Like for example, this emerald skirt would give us +7 encumbrance. So we need a little more points to strength early on. But let's see. So we beat the first level. Now we can see which levels are available here next by hovering over, and it'll show us what types of enemies we have. So like here there would be hobgoblins and ice beetles. It shows you what those creatures resist. So for example, the ice beetle resists ice but is weak to fire. And then it shows you what armor or weapons you might find. So we can get an ice staff, we can get an Astra blade. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. We can get this as well. So let's see here. What do we want to go for? We want to do life magic, I think we agreed. So it's all about whatever looks best. And then yeah, maybe we go for this. Let's see. On dealing poison damage, we might start doing poison damage through life magic. And then there's some necklaces here. On dealing fire, lightning damage, deal +per stack of corrosion on self. And on dealing physical damage, apply poise. Poise per stack, +5 armor, +5 block, +10 accuracy. Okay. So there's some necklaces there. I don't think we're gonna go for anything here. There's a whip here. Urga guards and bramble priests. Okay, and then over here we could get the Blight Sarabara for death damage. We can two-hand the Astra blade though. Looks pretty badass. I kind of want to get the Astra blade. Should we get the Astra blade? I'm between this. Screw it. Let's go for the Astra blade. I want to get that. Base these. Let's look at prayers too. The Sum Yuri, apply 5 blood rage and remove all bleed. Apply blood rage equal to the stacks of bleed, +1 charge when you kill an enemy unit while under the effects of blood rage. Blood rage per stack, heal 5 on hit. Okay. Looks like we're just dodging everything, which is good. Let me get one more to strength so we're not over encumbered. It's good to have a little bit of strength and willpower early on, and then we'll just max out dexterity. Alright, there we go. We're just entangling stuff. I'll put one more to willpower, and let's look at this. We'll get some more Vinokinesis. And let's step forward. Alright, I'm just gonna hold down tab, because we can probably just destroy everything here. There we go. Alright, we got an Astra blade. Alright, now let's see. Let's this weighs a lot though, that's the problem. Okay. Let's get naked. We're like fully naked except the hood. We could put on what is this? +7 encumbrance. We could put on the Blight Star bar, but we're not dealing any death damage, so. Alright, well it's quite heavy for now. Let's just wield this for now. Actually, hold on, swap hands. There we go. Alright, yeah, we'll just wield this until we get a little more strength, and then we can upgrade the Astra Blade. Now let's see, on dealing astral psychic damage. Now hold on, does the Astra Blade do psychic astral damage? It does. 200 hit slash. It resists astral 25%. On dealing slash damage, 50% is dealt against astral damage, so we can kind of try to synergize. Let's see, like if we get the Cosmic Trebea, maybe we go for, instead of Vine, we go for Astral now. On dealing Astral Psychic, you apply Repulsion and remove Stasis. What else is here? The Beast Visage is there. Good for shapeshifters, but that's a very specific playstyle. I did do a playstyle where I transformed into a dragon, and that was fun. Cosmic Trebea, yeah, I think we'll go for the tower. You gaze upon the green tower. You hear the rattle of crude armor. There are wide footprints in the dust. In the distance you hear a shrieking roar. Travelers claim the nameless blood once ruled here. You hear rumors of living gold. The doomed lands are silent. We got hobgoblins, mud wretches, green worms. There's a gore idol here. And then look, we can look at the gore idol. It creates gore nymphs. It does extra attacks. It deals damage whenever it kills stuff. It applies bleed to enemies around it, and it doesn't move. It's a cursed idol built for a nameless god of blood, and it wanders the early lands. I really like the writing in this game. It adds a lot of flavor, and it's just kind of like unexplainable dark horror kind of vibes. Maybe we do a little astral element. Let's do a little astral. Let's start playing around with that. And I'm gonna start leveling up our strength. What does this other prayer do? The Hal-Hala. We deal blood damage to all units in a 2-tile range, adds another charge to the sum Yuri. The damage is equal to the weapon size time. Okay, so that's good that we should go for the... I guess the Astral Blade is a little bit larger than this lance and sword we have. We need to put the strength for now. We are a god. Yeah, that's right. We will become a god by the end of this playthrough if we play our cards right. Alright, we just need one more point of strength for the Astral Blade. Yes, there we go. We're leveling up. Let me increase agility. And then let me put these in my bag. Oh, enemies are at hand. I gotta kill the gore idol. Holy shoot. Okay, we destroyed it. Sometimes I'm scared, but then I'm like, then I just destroy the enemy, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. There's another gore idol here. Alright, dexterity. Yeah, eventually we gotta put a little to vigor. You can't ignore vigor. Can I, enemies are at hand. Okay, I gotta defeat this room. After I beat this room, we'll swap to the Astral Blade. I'm just holding the tab button. Alright. Okay, we killed the enemies. Give me the Astra Blade. Now we're not over encumbered. And we can sacrifice the lance and the Achra. Yes. The emerald skirt is a little too heavy. This is a little too heavy. This, yeah, we should probably put a little more to strength so we can equip some more stuff, but actually maybe we don't. Let's just go all in on the dodge. Yeah, our dodge skill is crazy. The golden litter is raised, shimmering light, strange heat. Okay, we gotta really count on dodging all this stuff now. Alright, evasion is building. Every time we take a step, we build evasion. And that adds stacks of dodge. And then for every increase to dexterity, we get more dodge. Okay. Okay, another thing is we have 2 fully charged prayers. And in this game, if we die, but we have our prayers to our god fully charged, we can get divine intervention and our god will resurrect us to fight another day. So let's try. We should be getting heal. Oh, I gotta heal up. Okay. Oh no. I think I'm screwed. Oh yeah, I think I'm screwed. Yeah, we couldn't dodge there. The golden litter encapsulates you. You die. Yeah, so I think that wasn't the best build. We needed more stuff that we could have healed without relying on kills, because then in boss fights, you won't necessarily be getting kills against normal enemies to heal you. So you need stuff that'll heal you. Maybe we should have done fire healing or something. But we need to get our healing up. Alright, so that didn't go very far. Let's try again. Let's see. What kind of build should we go for? Heal yourself for an amount. I like anything that has healing. Let's check this out. The Secutor. A fighter with a magic healing stance, trained by a fated gladiatorial clan. Alright, we can try that out. Saurian. A survivor from a clan of poison-spitting reptilians. Ruled the Dawn Marshes in an ancient era before the rise of the Serpent Kings. Now dwells beneath the earth. So this guy does poison. What's this? Morlock, a mysterious creature of the deep tunnel lands, offers sacred skin for divine favor. On entrance per empty armor slot, grant 1 charge to each known prayer. Deal blood damage to yourself, and summon a sacred skin familiar. The damage will be 20% of your max life, and the self-damage is unaffected by resistance or increase. Sacred skins are crawling sheets of flesh that rend enemies and inherit 20% of your life. Summon you want to do this? You want to do the Morlock? This guy seems cool. I don't know if I've played him before. Let's see. So we're gonna be offering our sacred skin for divine favor. That's cool. What god should we go with? Yeah, I don't think Humbaba was the right god for this build. It didn't really play into our dodge build very well. Erish. Let's see. On allies dying, you heal yourself, and you deal death damage to a path 1 enemy at any range. And the healing and the damage equals 5 times the number of items in your bag. So basically, with this god, instead of sacrificing items, you want to just accumulate items. And the more you accumulate, basically you want to accumulate items and summon stuff, and then every time that, then you want to, like, kill everything around you at the same time. And then you'll basically just heal yourself and damage everything. It's a really bizarre playstyle, but in this game, there are so many builds that are so unconventional from what you'd expect, like damaging yourself. How about this guy? Okay, divine intervention sets your life to 50%. Interesting. I'm just looking at these descriptions. Why don't we talked about a druid. Let's do a full-on druid. Let's do we're gonna play as an Arba, a wandering plant folk born from a sacred grove that was destroyed long ago. Relentlessly produces friendly vine spawns. And then we're gonna be a druid, a serpent beckoning monk of the dawn marshes. On entrance we will summon cobra familiars. And on prayer we will summon 3 serpents. And if we stand still and enemies are alive, we'll summon a hatchling. And serpents and hatchlings are smaller poison-fanged reptiles. So we're going to be summoning a bunch of snakes. Stepping away for a bit. Got it, SK. So anyway, we're going to be doing a full-on druid run. I guess, let's look here. So, Ninners is the goddess of growth and decay. Vigorous offspring of the Green Mother, rewards the sacrifice of enemies upon her divine grass. So, prayers grant healing, spread divine grass, deal poison damage, and summon divine serpents. Create divine grass terrain and a path to the exit. Divine grass increases your healing by 50%. On summon, you create divine grass terrain in a 1-tile range at the summoned unit. So basically we're instantly creating divine grass the second we step in with summoning our snakes, getting our grass down, getting our healing down, and doing poison damage as well. So all of this we're going to synergize in this build. I did do this before, and I didn't beat the game, but I got pretty far. And on game turn, if an enemy is on our divine grass, it'll apply 10 entangle to the enemy unit, which reduces their dodge, their speed, and does pierce damage when they move. So all of that, I guess we're gonna play as Zoni, the Arba Druid of Ninners. And let's get started, and we're gonna be maxing out willpower. O Achra, land of pain, thy hurried step, the path is draped over the land like a silver cord. As Ninners threads it, may it slump heavy. With jewels of glory, O pilgrim, praise Ninners, beneath this star-swarmed night. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can actually beat the game as a freaking druid. Now we want to increase willpower off the bat. And let's take a look here. What do we want to get from life element? So, allied familiars are now treated as plants when summoned. On game turn or prayer, if enemies are alive, summon a number of geezas. Allied plants gain 5% max life. Geezas are leaf-born soldiers that entangle enemies. And on an allied plant being attacked, you apply entangle to the attacker. So there's just like we want to be summoning a lot of stuff and just entangling the crap out of our enemies. We could get Arboromancy. This summons creeper familiars. Definitely gonna, let's see here. On game turn or prayer, life chant, heal yourself. I think this is good because healing is so important. So it'll be 50 times the skill level. Okay. Now that was pretty expensive, but I think it's worth it to have the healing. I'm just thinking we can just get more entangle. We could get 2 points to piercing vines. Sure, because we can get that 2 points right off the bat. Alright. And then let's look at our prayers. So the Legate Moor heals 150 and removes all sickness. Heals 150 to all allies in a 2-tile range. As a +1 charge when enemy dies while standing on the divine grass. I'm just gonna stand on the grass and let it grow. And these guys here are all getting entangled. Alright, let's just let them do their thing. And I think the divine grass should be healing us as we damage enemies, right? Yeah, I think we're healing. Oh boy, alright. Let's get more of that. Yeah, those guys definitely resisted a lot of our damage though. Might be a downside to focusing a lot on like one particular skill. Let's get Vinokinesis. Look at this, this is our Cobra ally here. Yeah, I think these guys are resisting a lot. Get more willpower. How are we doing? Seems our healing is keeping up pretty well though. Alright. Let's take a look here. Get a little more Vinokinesis. More willpower. Let's see. A little more Vinokinesis. There we go. Okay, we got some items. Let's look at the items. Now, we're wearing a sash, naked chest, bracelets, naked head, and we have a staff. The staff deals 50 poison damage to the closest enemy whenever we summon, which is a nice little extra thing, synergizing with our summoning. There's an Anga Cudgel. Yeah, I think we're gonna sacrifice that. And then there's a Robe of Light. This helps with dealing astral and fire damage. I guess we're not really doing much with that right now. We can hold on to it. Let's see. Emerald Gauntlets, Veni Spear. What do we get here? Crystal Helm, Renoir, Emerald Eye. A levitating emerald eye with hypnotic powers. And then here there's a serpent fetish. On prayer. Yeah, let's get the serpent fetish. We can use that instead of our staff. And I think maybe a bit more strength so we can equip a little bit more gear. Now that willpower's at 10, let's just get more strength. Alright, look at all this. This is all the divine grass. It's all growing to the exit. Alright. Yeah, we're like melting everything in this room. Alright, let's equip the serpent fetish. Imagine we actually had both this and the staff. Look at that. What if we did that? We got both. We could wear this as armor for now, but I'm not going to keep this robe alive for too long. It adds dodge, which is nice. Plus 100 dodge. It's nice to have. We don't have a helmet yet. Yeah, screw it, let's dual wield. And then, piercing vines, I'll level that up. And then let's see. Can we prestige now? Not yet. I think we need 25 in life. Now let's see, there's a tower. There's a green tower with a lot of loot. Doesn't look like anything I would use. Nah, not really anything I'm too interested in. Amethyst Falks. And I don't know, I think we might just go for the green tower. There's a fire drake here. Aren't we like weak to, are we weak to fire because we're in Arba? We're minus 15% weak to fire, but that's not too bad. We resist other stuff pretty well. And this actually gives us 30% resistance to fire, so normally we'd be... Yeah, so it's actually good we found that Robe of Light. Let's just go for the green tower, I think we can beat it. And if things go wrong, we can also heal with the Legate Moor. And the Utuk Alu. So when we recite this prayer, we use all charges, deal 50 times the charges used to poison, damage all units in a 2-tile range, create divine grass in a 1-tile range, and +1 charge when an enemy dies while standing on divine grass. Okay. A lot of these beetles, these ice beetles or something. Now let's see. The Utukalu, you want to charge that up before we use it. Charge it up a little bit. Get to willpower. And we'll increase strength. If we can find a nice helmet or something. Holy moly. I'm gonna go for vigor and heal at the same time. Okay. Alright. Looks like there's a lot of these Tethic monks in here. Alright. We're getting heals when they die on the divine grass. Yeah, flame take thee. I'll put a point into dexterity, why not? Alright. The Utugalu is almost fully charged. We got +5 here. You could get on summon, heal yourself, summon a number of grove priests. On entrance, summon a number of grove priests. What is this? On prayer, we summon a number of creeper familiars. Allies become immune to damage dealt by you. That might be nice. It also buffs your summoned allies. Let's see, maybe we go for the Grove Cult. Let's get our little Grove Cult boys, and we can be a Briar Mage. On game turn, if enemies live, we summon 2 Briar Folk, which are human-shaped plants that entangle enemies. We could also be a Paragon, which is just 25 points in anything. Apply to anoint. Yeah, we're gonna let's commit. Let's go for the Briar Mage, and now we prestige class. And our Grove Priests are coming in. Our Briar Folk will be coming in. The Fire Drake roars, but here we are. We're ready for him. Let's see. At least I sure hope we are. And look at how quickly the Divine Grass is spreading all over. And look at all these summons. We got the Briar Folk, the Cobras, the Grove Priests. We just destroyed the freaking Fire Drake. That was not even a... That was like not even a fight. We just walked in and zapped him. And that's what I like. Alright, the Shisha Jambia. Yeah, we're just gonna commit to what we got with the Serpent Fetish and the staff. The Azarus. Power up the Serpent Fetish, yes. What is this? +1 encumbrance on standstill on an ally attacking an enemy. Apply Doom. I guess we can wear that for now. Sacrifice to empower the Serpent Fetish. Yes. The Blight Gauntlets. Let's sacrifice that. The Warhammer sacrifice. Look at this. We're a proper Dark Mage, Dark Druid. Alright. Let's see, what do we got? There's a Dread Helm here. There's a Marsh Trebea here. A Serpent Sage, that would be fitting for the Druid build. What's this? A Daruk. An enchanted helm fashioned from the horns of a Tupilak. I think we're gonna go for this. we're gonna run into Heliots and Urga Priests. But we're gonna get this Marsh Trebea. What does this do? Resist poison, resist death, and apply evasion when we deal death or poison. Okay. Remove sickness and doom as well. And adds effect evasion. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that'll be good for helping us dodge attacks if we can get that. So let's go for that. Alright, we just cleared the first room. Our divine grass is rapidly spreading. And our summoned dudes are we're just destroying stuff as soon as we walk in. Let's go. Alright. Let's go forth, my children. And also, when you sacrifice items, you can empower. Now, actually, hold on. Let's take a look. Our resistances, yeah. So we're weaker to fire now because we took off the robe of light, but that's our only weakness. Actually, we resist everything else. Only fire we're weak to. But let's see. The Marsh Trebea, yeah. Yeah, and then we're dealing poison damage. We're dealing all kinds of poison damage, and then we're dodging based on the poison damage we do. So that works out. And I'm gonna go ahead and probably sacrifice all this stuff. Taurus Helm. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna power stuff up, and as we sacrifice more items, the items that we do want to keep will get stronger. Alright, I think we're just gonna wait for another level in something. There's a Robe of Gore. This requires dealing damage to allies. I'm not gonna do that. There's Thunder Eggs and Golgants. This has a Forest Mask, okay. I think we'll go get the Forest Mask. Yeah, let's go get the Forest Mask. There's Wechugs, which are spirit beasts made from ice, and Ratmen. Let's get that Forest Mask. That's what we want, right? Look at that. As soon as we spawn in, we're like destroying everything. It's crazy. I'm gonna put a little bit to Vigor though, just to be safe. Alright, let's use our Utuk Alu spell now and destroy these Wechugs. There we go. And there we go. And I like how the prayers are something that you can use in battle, or you can save them up, and when they're fully charged you can get divine intervention if you die. So it's kind of a trade-off, like, hey, do I use my prayer to fight or to heal, or do I just save it in case I die and just rely on having it as that. Summon a Muzmahu familiar. Sets your Utuk Alu charges to 30. +1 charge when your glory rises. Okay, so that's the really strong thing. That lets us basically summon a forest dragon. So yeah, I think we'll proceed through this level. Got the Forest Mask. Yeah, let's wear the Forest Mask and let's sacrifice this. And this is looking pretty good now. We're looking like a proper freaking druid here, man. This is as druid as we could be. Alright, there's a lot of gear here. And we can take it all and sacrifice it. Yeah, we'll go to the Lapis Gate, a forbidden place. You see a levitating banner depicting a five-eyed mask. Let's see, can we upgrade something? We can upgrade the life chant and we'll get more healing. Alright, let's go to the Lapis Gate. with our druid and all of our minions. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, dude, I think we just got screwed hard. Let me heal. Let me get vigor. Holy moly. Willpower. Okay, that was intense. Like, as soon as we walked in, we were surrounded by these pentots, and they were just going to like wipe us out there. But I summoned the Musmahu. It's a reptile plant, and it's pretty cool. 10,800 HP, so that's pretty strong. This thing has 2,900. This cobra. The serpent has 560. Grove Priest 1485. This thing is 10,800. Like, it's freaking strong. Alright, well, let's see. We've got a violet tower. Let's see, I'm gonna get a little more Vinokinesis, why not? And we could go to the violet tower. Or we could go to the jeweled crypt. Looks like there's actually more loot at the jeweled crypt, which means more upgrades to our HP and items if we sacrifice stuff. Yeah, let's go to the jeweled crypt. Although we do have red demons here. Yeah, we'll be fine. Let's go. We'll attack the demons. Let me start out. Oh. Holy moly, guacamole. I'm gonna get more vigor. Okay. Low Musmahu. I'm gonna summon Musmahu. Things are getting deleted off the screen. Very cool. Alright. Okay, everybody spread out. More willpower. Okay, look at all this stuff. Nice. Okay, let's see. Oh, buddy, we got a lot to sacrifice. So, let's see. Sash. Yeah, let's wear this. Nadra Kamarband. So, on dealing poison damage, 25% is dealt against death damage. That's nice to have. Just extra source of damage. None of this other stuff, though, I don't think I'm gonna use. So we're gonna, let's see, what else? We got bracelets. There's a garnet necklace. There's a jade disc plate. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use any of this other stuff. Alright, so that's when we just go boom, 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 boom. Boom! Serpent fetish is really strong. Forest mask, bracelets, Marsh Trebea, there we go. Feeling good about this druid. Alright, next up. We're probably gonna go for the Lapis Gate. What's this? A mind diamond. A glinting head crystal. Worn by the master servants of the Yellow Church. Very interesting. And then there's a few things here. We're probably just gonna go here and get the loot. There's Malagas here, which are star beasts born from the blood void. A spiraling gore dancer, sometimes called a night serpent, in the lands below. Yeah, I like how you can look at all the enemies and kind of think like, alright, do I want to fight this or not? We can see what it resists, what it's weak to, its different attacks. Astral Dancing. On hit, teleport to a random location. On teleportation, heal. Crazy. Crazy stuff, man. Let's go here. We have a lot of points to spend, and as soon as we spawn in, just insanity is breaking out on screen. We could get Invigoration. There we go. Alright, look at that. We're just melting, guys. And I'm just tapping the tab button. I'm not even really doing much, like, mechanically here. Look how many guys there are. Should we summon the... Let's summon a low Musma. Yeah, let's get a little dexterity, I guess. That might not be a bad idea. Alright, we killed everything. Nice. Alright, let's sacrifice all this stuff. Yeah, our serpent fetish is getting very strong. Let's buff our summoned allies. And let's continue on our path. I guess we'll go here. Alright. Alright, one more to dexterity and then we'll get back to more and more willpower. Because willpower affects our summoned dudes. Yeah, plus 1% chance to recover from each harmful effect on game turn. Determines your maximum summoned allies. Grants % bonuses to familiars. Plus 10% healing, plus 10% damage dealt. Yes. Alright. Look at that. Nice. Willpower. Alright. Where to next? I guess this Lapis Gate. And then let's see, yeah, I think I'll do the Lapis Gate. Uh-oh, what is that? Is that a Arbiter? Yeah. It's the Arbiter. It's Thelfadam from Halo. Alright, we healed ourselves there. There's a red tower. What's this? A robe of vigor. Summoned allies gain 10% of your max life on raising vigor. I mean, we already have our marsh thing. It's got some resistances on it. Toshi. Okay. Crow Visage. Agni Mantle. Berserker Axe. The red tower has the most stuff, so I think we're probably just gonna go... There's a Cobra Staff here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll just go for the red tower. There's Writhing Monks, Acid Beasts, all kinds of crazy stuff. But we're gonna go for it. And as soon as we step in, like the whole screen is just exploding. We just leveled up. I didn't hit anything on my keyboard. That literally all just happened from me stepping into the room. Okay, it's pretty close quarters. I'm gonna summon a low Musma, and then let him do some tanking. This is just all from hitting tab once. All of that just happened. Alright, I love this game. Like, things like just start exploding, and you don't even know what's happening at a certain point. Holy moly. Alright. There we go. Look at how many summons we have. We have an army. Alright. I haven't even hit anything yet. Alright. Let's buff our allies a little more. Alright. I think I can just hold down tab and just let this play out. Yep. Oh my goodness. Alright, let the initial blowing up occur. Gotta level up there. I think this character is much more synergized than our last one. We got the healing prayer, the summon the giant serpent, and the deal crazy poison damage bomb. And all three are fully charged. Max out willpower. Keep blowing everything up. Alright. More invigoration for the allies. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Blowing everything up on screen, like you do. Yeah, I think this druid is starting to get stonking. I think we're really getting somewhere with this. Alright. The Tethic Knight gestures at you. Oh, friendly teeth, beloved consumption. Alright, I'm gonna get ready here. Do my initial blowing everything up process. I'm gonna get a low Musma in here. Let him blow everything up as well. This is all just a one big chain reaction at this point. Okay, there. Let me get some invigoration for the allies. Summons. Alright, and we're just gonna keep blowing everything up. Alright, we got the Cobra Staff. Alright, let's take a look at the loot here. Now the Cobra Staff is something that kind of is in line with our vibe. What do we have? The staff. The Cobra Staff, though, deals death damage in a path that's multiplied by our willpower. On standstill, deal poison damage. Let's see. If we put this in the bag and then we wield this in our offhand, it doesn't over-encumber us actually, and yeah, we'll do a high amount of death damage. So we're at like what, 30 willpower? So 30 times 5 is 150. So we're doing 150 death damage every time we do poison damage. At least from that. You have... SK has returned. Are we winning yet? Our druid here is actually getting pretty strong. We've got a nice combination of items. A serpent fetish, a cobra staff, a forest mask, some nice bracelets, a marsh trebia, and yeah, oh yeah, the marsh trebia also. So on dealing death or poison, we apply 1 evasion. So we're just dodging crazy stuff too, because like every time we do death and poison damage, which is all the time, we apply evasion and then we just start dodging everything. So we have 4,260 dodge. Even though we don't have very much in dexterity, we're just going for willpower. So like this is a pretty good build we've got going. We're summoning crazy stuff. We have Briarfolk, serpents, cobras, Muzmahu, this giant plant reptile serpent thing, and grove priests all summoning in. We're spreading divine grass like we're a freaking landscaping company over here. It's crazy. Let's see, what's next? The Dune Sea or the forest? We gotta go through the forest. We'll get this stuff. And then we'll sacrifice all of it. We're gonna have to kill some Orchid Wretches. Orchid Wretch and Agni Idol. Versus here, there's Filth Revenants and Moroid Knights. Let's see, this doesn't resist anything, but it's pretty strong. These guys resist death, though, so... It's nice to have different types of, hey! Great Pedinsky! Yo, how's it going, dude? Hope you've been well. I'm doing well. I hope you've been well as well, GP. Nice to hear from you in the chat, and yeah, very excited about a lot of the news in the gaming world as it pertains to what we're hearing. We're just relaxing with a little indie roguelike game here, Path of Achra. And we're trying to make the most overpowered druid build in the game, so we're summoning snakes and destroying, like, we're just destroying stuff as soon as we step in the room, basically, at this point. And we're like hardly taking any damage because look at all this evasion. You see all this evasion getting added? Yeah, we're just dodging crazy amount of stuff. Alright, let's do our... Look at all this stuff. Okay, we're gonna have to sacrifice some stuff here. So I'm just gonna take a quick look through. Achra is fantastic. Played it a bit last year. Really fun little game. Yeah, I really wanted to just hop on a stream and show this game because I think there's a lot of great indie games in the sort of RPG or, you know, roguelike space or whatever that I want to see a little more attention. I just want them to get the love they deserve. So, and yeah, Oblivion remake. Bethesda did announce that tomorrow is the official live stream, and that's gonna be taking over the whole news tomorrow. So everyone's gonna have their eyes glued to that. So I was like, let's just play some other game tonight and the calm before the storm. I'm gonna sacrifice everything here. And let's take a look. The Serpent Fetish is doing 640 poison. Yeah, we just do insane poison damage. We also do death damage. We entangle stuff. We heal ourselves. And we summon crazy amounts of stuff as this druid build here. Oh my god, dude. These things are the bane of my existence. This thing has gotten me killed so many times. The Gora. Avoid Banished Hound of Unending Bloodlust. Yeah, these things will destroy. But this does have a lot of loot. There's a lot of loot here. Probably just gonna sacrifice all of it. And, I'm probably not gonna change my equipment much. I think I'm happy with what I got. Alright, the Brass Temple. Dude, I'm worried about these things. But, let's see. We've gotten this far. I'm gonna spawn in. Alright. I'm gonna summon my Lomusma dragon here. My plant reptile serpent creature. It's nice that the summons are just tanking a lot of the damage from these gorehounds. And we're gonna get a ton of loot. Very cool. Let's take a look here. A Faith Shililag. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna use the stuff, so... Sacrifice is complete. And, let's see, what's next? The Desert Ruins, the Pillars of Salt, or the Jeweled Crypt. What's in here? Wasn't even close. Exactly. Yes. I'm between the Desert Ruin and the Jeweled Crypt. Let's see, we just fought the hounds. Let's see. These guys resist poison. 50% resist poison. Let's try our luck again against the hounds. Haven't even hit anything. This is just automatic. This is just a giant automatic chain reaction right now. Holy crap. What is going on? Alright. We have arrived. Can I just summon this? Alright, we're melting everything in the room by the look of it. Yeah, some crazy stuff activates when we enter the room and when we use a prayer. Holy moly. More willpower. Brazen Eye, Crimson Plating. Alright, let's get an upgrade. I'm gonna get more Invigoration. Got 52 points in life magic now. All of this can go. Let's advance. Yeah, we are hacking this whole game is like, yeah, here it's not even close. I mean, well, there's an Emerald Helm here. This is nice for healing, but it's too much encumbrance. And then here, there's just way much more loot. We could get a Hemlock Sash if we want to do blood damage, but I think we'll stay with the death damage. Lizard Visage, a heavy mask containing the spirit of a lizard, created as a disguise by the Hermit Smith of the Dawn Marshes. This is for your, like, naked transformer shapeshifter build or whatever. Whatever you do. I haven't done really the Beast Visage builds. There's Ballas here. He resists 75% death damage. But he don't resist that poison. So let's go in. Oh my gosh. The opening salvo. Alright, there's a bunch of demons in here. Shorty chose to be with a demon. Sounds like her problem to me. Ha ha. Don't ask what I'm quoting. If you know, you know. Alright, I think we're just gonna melt the enemies in here pretty quick. These demons are falling. My plant reptile beast is just eating them. And, here we go. You gaze upon the obelisk. Travelers claim the will of Agni once ruled here. Your nose wrinkles at the heady scent of decaying flowers. The path is lined with strangled and half-digested corpses. You hear giant footsteps and the dull ringing of metal. A coiling beast flickers through the flame-red sky. Alright, Robok, a fire-breathing pale dancer summoned from the Eaten Stars. Protects the Forbidden Gate. Okay, Iron Giant, a metallic construct. This guy actually resists poison and death by a lot. So he'll be a challenge. Achra Serpent, a massive serpent from the Dawn Marshes. He has a resistance to poison. Some Orchid Wretches, and the Agni Idol. There is actually a cool item here, the Arbestes. So, a mass of living vines that empower the arms of the wielder, enchanted in the deep forest by a Bramble Lord. This is kind of a cool weapon, definitely in line with the Druid vibe, but we're probably not actually going to use it, because it's +5 encumbrance. But let's go ahead and let's go to the obelisk. Let's see what awaits us here. Alright. Okay, there's an Iron Giant right there. Let me get a low Musma out here. Yeah, I see how much health he has. Like, it's taken a while to sort of whittle him down. Holy moly, there we go. But he wasn't too threatening there. It just took a while to kill. Alright, everything's exploding. Oh! Let me drop a heal. And we do have the Utuk Alu, that number 2 prayer. And that's fully charged. And that's basically just a poison bomb. We can always use that. And we're doing death damage equal to scaling from our willpower as well. Plus all the evasion helps dodging. serpents. And we killed the Achra's serpents. Oh my goodness. It's a dark idol. We must close shut the jaws of oblivion. The roebuck writhes forth, oh pale dancer. Oh, hold me closer, pale dancer. Summon a low moosma. Looks like he kind of got stuck behind me. Okay, he moved out. He's attacking the roebuck. Alright, I can actually, alright, let's use the Utuk Alu. And that just sets off a crazy chain reaction. Alright. Let me use the heal. And we destroy the roebuck. Nice. Let's get Mortar Vigor. Alright, look at all that loot. We can sacrifice all this stuff. Yeah, the Arbestus is cool. I'm not going to use it though. There's also Hemlock Sash, but I think we're going to just sacrifice all the loot. Oof, took big damage. Boom, look at that. Adding to our health and boosting our armor. Alright. You gaze upon the expanse of pink stars. That's right, we're going into space, folks. A golden path seems to form between the stars. You hear a chorus of guttural howling. Alright, so there's two options here. We got gold demons and violet demons, and a Sravel shield in the green stars. And the pink stars have the arbiters and the goras. Now, I don't really know which of these is worse. Just looking at resistances, these ones don't look too bad. These guys might be... I'm gonna go for these guys. I mean, just look at these dudes. They look kind of like gummy bears, or like... They look like some gummy bears that were like dropped on a street and got rolled over by a bus. That's what these guys look like. Never mind, we good, yeah. Let's go to the green stars. I think last time I did a druid, I made it to the final boss and died there. So we'll see what happens this time. Now let me just think here. We could get a low moosma here. Your glory rises. Okay, we didn't need a low moosma there. Let me get one here. Alright, there we go. Time to play the Gummy Bear song. Absolutely not. Let's see, there's more green stars. There's a, let's see, blue stars. So there's Jawharas, which are crystalline entities that transmigrate the astral dark. And then there's white demons here. Over here we'd have green demons. These actually resist poison and death, so I don't want to fight those. So I think that makes it pretty simple that we'll go for the blue stars. Alright. And all I'm doing is I'm just hitting tab to move and let my character attack if he's in range of an enemy. That's pretty much it. We're just stepping and blowing stuff up. Okay. Right, look at how many different effects are happening on the screen at once. Like entangle, evasion, inflame, all of that just popping off all at the same time. There we go. Got the axe. Look at this, serpent fetish. We're doing over 1,000 poison. On prayer, we summon 3 serpents. On standstill, yes. Alright. Getting closer and closer to the ending of our journey. You gaze upon the passage of the blue stars. Or the pink stars. Red demon. Pentod. These guys kind of freak me out. Also the arbiters kind of freak me out. I think we'll just go here. Doesn't really matter which one, as long as we make it through. Oh. Alright, there we go. I love how we're spreading grass through stars. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. It makes sense in the path of Achra logic. Yes. Alright. We just, like, we get all this evasion added on to us when we spawn in. And then, like, we do a prayer and... Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see. Alright. What do we got? Second to last level. Alright, so basically... Staff of Life. A staff of continuously sprouting leaves sought by vine monks as a source of immortality. This sounds like the type of item you'd want to get if you were a druid. I mean, it's too late now to switch. There's a Mask of Frenzy, and then here we'd get 3 things. We'd have to fight the Auric Beetle, the Granga God Splitter, the Granga Radiant, and the Granga Resplendent, which has 100,000 life. At least. It's kind of scary, but I think we can do it. We could also go here. We'd have to fight green demons. But we would get the Staff of Life. And basically, if we stand still, we heal 10% of max life. If enemies are alive, but... Yeah, it's too late to switch. I guess we'll go for the blue tower and just try to get the biggest advantage before the final level. Get more vigor. Alright, I'm gonna get a low Moosma in here. Go. And we got our Utuk Alu Poison Bomb prayer ready. Alright. These things look like AT-ATs from frickin' Star Wars. Oh my god. There's so many. But they are no match. We've hit 40 willpower, that's awesome. There we go. No problem. Whew. Alright. We just had a divine intervention because that guy depleted our health, so I'll get more vigor this time. It's always good to have at least one of those prayers full. The Granga Resplendent emerges from the dull lapis depths, its many faces in tone, O blessed joining thy proffered visage. Cool. Let me get a low Moosma. Let him do some damage here. Okay. Oh. Okay. We have it fully charged. Oh. Oh, no, no, no. Okay. We don't have a fully charged prayer. We're at 540 health. Shoot. I'm a little worried. What do I do? I won't get divine intervention. I just gotta hope that I can heal. No. The Gronga resplendence, many faces bellow, O gleaming flesh, you die. You won 104 glory. Alright, well, we got pretty far with the druid here. We didn't quite get to the final. We didn't quite beat the game, but we got very close. Basically the last boss before the final boss stage, so yeah, sometimes that happens. O struggler of rising Vim, seeker of the emerald way, thy death passes to legend on the glimmering path. And here you can see all the enemies that we killed during this run. Day 19, here's our stats, here's what we had equipped, and here's what we had learned. So yeah, I don't know if that was the ideal meta build druid, but that was a pretty good druid run. We didn't win there. We could try another type of build. We could maybe do, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of gods here to play as. How are we doing on time? Almost an hour and a half. Okay. I think I can give another try with one more go, and then I've got to probably take a break. Let's see, what kind of build should we do? We could do a stand-still build. And then we could do something where we're like teleporting around. Yeah, I'm just thinking here. This guy's a shapeshifter. He turns into a jackal form. Interesting. This guy summons ants. Your PC crashed. What happened? Oh, what happened was our druid got killed by the boss that was right before the final boss stage. So, yeah. We got pretty far, but we didn't quite beat the game. But that was a pretty solid druid character. We maybe should have done another thing rather than taking the risk of fighting the boss, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to figure out if I should do another character here. Yeah, I've beaten it with Ashem, Tangri. Yeah, this was the Drake form run I did, where I was turning into a dragon. That was really strong. I actually beat the game as a goblin. Yeah, I beat the game as a goblin. I beat it as a Varia. As an Albaz. And as a Stran. I did Warrior, Mubarizun. Oh, I actually did Mubarizun as a winning playthrough. Templar, and Assassin. Yeah, I think I did a Goblin Assassin of something or other. Of Tangri, I think. Dragon build? You want to see dragon build? Yeah, we can do a dragon build. Let's see. I haven't played as a Volkite, an ancient being born from the underground lava flats. Grows more powerful through increased weight. Let's see. I wonder if I could, we need a shape-shifting dude. Okay, so this will be like, let's see, per point of encumbrance, we get +5 armor. So we want to put points to strength. On being hit by an adjacent enemy, we deal fire damage to all units. And the damage is equal to our encumbrance, so yeah, we want to have high strength. And then this guy is a mystic, +2 stacks of any inflame applied by you on prayer. On prayer/allied death. Apply 3 inflame to yourself. Yeah, something like that. Let's see, what's this guy? Apostle. Okay. Alright, let's just do that. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Let's just try this. Oh, Achra of the Dune Birds Screech against crouching Shadow Mountains, blah blah blah. Let's get started. I think we want strength. And we could also summon a dragon. We can have a dragon with us as well as turning into one. Get Fire Familiar, level them up, and then we'll get Fire Healing. Increase Strength. What do we have? Staff. Summons 3 bleeding dead when we come in to the room. So we're actually summoning some undead dudes here. Okay. And we're actually summoning 2 dragons because we put 2 points into it, right? Let me get more fire healing. More strength. And what is this? This is heal 500, okay. Proso Drow, Proso Mok, Proso Miana. Alright, so we got some zombies, we got some dragons following us around. Robe of Light. What's this? Boulder Fist? No, we don't need a Boulder Fist. We could do a Puncher build. Pugilist build. Let's go here. Strength. Let's see, on entrance learn summon a red dragon familiar. The red dragon is a monstrous beast that spits fire at enemies. On apply inflame, heal the red dragon. On attack, apply inflame. Okay. Okay. We could also get a bunch of fire healing. It's actually nice to have fire healing. Alright. We need more heavier... We need to get heavier stuff to wear. So I think there's some heavy armor we can find in this level. But we'll need a lot of strength for it. Yeah, on hit, apply Scorch to the target. On dealing fire damage, heal yourself 2 times skill level. Alright. How do I gotta get to the point where I can turn into the dragon. Let's see, can I put this on? Inflame is no longer removed on being hit. Okay. It's actually, alright. I guess we're gonna go with lots of inflame then. keep pumping up our strength. Alright, let's take a look here. I'm gonna increase my fire dragons are spitting flames everywhere. How do I get this +1 charge when you enter a new area? When you recite the proso mock. Damage all units in a 3-tile range. Okay, so yeah, we just turned into the dragon. So you can see. Now we're Drake form. Yeah, there we go. And then we just lost it. Fortunately, our fire healing is keeping us nice and healthy. Okay, so I gotta, to turn into the dragon, I gotta hit this. And then I'm just burning everything. Okay, I lost it. Or fire healing. I like the fire healing. Yes. Oh, something is here. There's a boss here. Alright, we're going dragon mode. Now, like, when we're in dragon form, we're just breathing fire everywhere. Oh man, we died. Okay, we gotta try that again. Let's try that again. I don't think I designed the character right. Because what did I do last time? It might have been this guy. Look, this guy actually heals you by your dexterity. Scaling on your dexterity. Smites enemies through prayer. On prayer, perform a hit. That's for if you're doing, like, spamming a lot of prayers, I guess. A Gala. A holy reveler with a chant of unending vigor. A leader of war priests who still proclaim the glory of lost Shupurak. Reaver. On shrug-off or initial attack of two-handing per empty armor slot, perform an extra attack against an adjacent enemy. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things. On prayer, apply 5 Drake form. I remember when I did this, I mean, I beat the game with this character, so I know it's pretty strong when you do it right. I just forgot what I did. Actually, maybe let's do the Zealot. On entrance, grants 3 charges to each known prayer. So this, we always get the Drake form there. We could go all in on dexterity. Let's try. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Dexterity. Let's see. Should we go for like dodging again? On prayer, stand still. Let's try pyromancy. Then I'll get the fire healing. Yeah, this character starts with no strength, though. Need a little bit of strength. Alright, so yeah, when we do our prayer, we turn into a dragon. And yeah, the dragon just breathes fire on everything. So that's what we want to do. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of strength early on. Clippius. Get pyromancy. Alright, I think I'll go for this. Okay, dragon is out. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, we got killed so easily there. So yeah, sometimes you try stuff and it's just like it doesn't work, and other times you stumble into something that's really strong. Let's see, what's another build we could do? What does this guy do? Apophis, the long serpent of the outer dark. On entrance, +1 strength. On being attacked, deal astral damage to yourself. Divine intervention sets your life to 50%. Okay, interesting. I did try the guy that summons ants, but let's just take a look. Yeah, so like here's all the items in the game, so you can actually just check what you want to go for here. And then there's also all the enemies. And then you can just look at all the different creatures in the game here, which is cool. And I think this sort of pixel art style is, like, this is another game sort of like Battle Brothers where there isn't a lot of, like, animations. It's just a lot of sprites moving around and effects on screen. The God of Plagues. Prayers grant healing, increase max life, and deal death poison damage to yourself. I think I can try one more run. Corrosion. Yeah, this is Sandworm. We could do a Phoenix build. On standstill / prayer, if enemies live per fully charged prayer. Alright, I think there's actually a character that, yeah, this guy. On divine intervention, yeah, get that. And then what do I do with this? I need something that boosts up my prayers all the time. Who's the guy? We just played as a guy who gets prayers. But we want to be the apostle because we want to have a build where we die and we continuously get reborn, and every time we get reborn, we explode with fire and astral damage around us. That's basically what we want to do. Let me see what's good for that, though. On being dealt damage, apply Berserk, okay. Skeleton just kind of resists a bunch of stuff. On being dealt damage, deal psychic damage to one enemy at any range equal to the damage received. Repeat 2 times if unencumbered. Pause. Yeah, I want the guy to basically be constantly getting killed and reborn. Be a Nakwi. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to decide. On being attacked, stand still. Deal ice damage in a path. I want to do, let's go for the Volkite. Uavad, the Volkite, Apostle of the Phoenix. Okay. What do we do? Willpower? Newt form. We could also transform into a newt, like a fire salamander. The newt form applies corrosion as well to enemies on attacking or being attacked. It's kind of cool. There's also snake form in the poison tree, bat form in the death tree, crystal form in the ice tree, vine form in the life tree, blood familiar. Summon a Hemo-Goblin familiar. The Hemo-Goblin is a frenzied blood projection that rends enemies. So many weird things you can do. What if we get Newt form? On dealing over 100 fire damage, we apply Newt form. YOLO. Why not? Let's try it. Okay. What is this? Apply blind to all enemies. Okay, are we gonna get reborn? Oh, look at that, we transformed. Okay, we got the fully charged prayer. So now we can get reborn. Willpower, I guess. Alright, newt form sounds dope, yeah. Okay, so basically we'll die and get reborn here, there. And then we'll explode. You see, there. And then when we do fire damage, we transform into the newt. Let's get some of this. Let's get fire healing as well. Although we actually... This build we wanna die, in a way. As long as we can get reborn, that's what we want. I'm just gonna get... Look at that. There we go. Alright, we're turning into a newt. What's here? What's this? Blight helm. Okay. How are we doing on equipment? We just have an ice necklace. We have a mask. On self-damage, we deal 100 astral damage to an enemy. We have a cloth and a blade. Kind of nondescript. Alright. Alright, here we go. Dying pog. Yeah, exactly. Let's do more fire damage. Yeah, let's see. I guess a little bit of strength. Look at that. We just, as soon as we die, we come back, but we transform into a newt and blow flames and astral damage all over the map. It's craziness. There's a garnet necklace here and a burning mask. Some other stuff here. I'm kind of interested in that. Let's go for that. Let me get something leveled up. Let's just do more damage. I don't know if we want to be healing when our goal is to die all the time. I'll just get more strength so we can equip more stuff. Alright, good. We're almost dead. Good. That's what we want. Okay, come on. Nice. We're only at 93 HP, so we'll blow up instantly. Boom. There we go. Okay. Alright. Got the garnet necklace. Let's see. Let's check our encumbrance. So there's a mask of acid, there's a mined diamond, and a burning mask. On kill, apply 2 scorch to all enemies in a 4-tile range. Where's the encumbrance? It's not bad. And mask of acid, garnet necklace. On dealing fire or lightning, we apply 1 inflame, remove scorch, and freeze. Could try that. Talwar, what do we have? The blade. This doesn't do anything in particular. On attack, shrug off, block, remove, and tangle, freeze, sickness, bleed. That's nice to have. Let's use the Talwar. That's a nice, just removing all of that nasty stuff whenever we attack with it. And then the rest of the stuff I'm probably just gonna sacrifice. So, boom, 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 boom. Now let's get another upgrade. Let's actually wait for... Let's get another upgrade to Newt form. And what else do we got? Apply inflame for the golden helm, but it's kind of heavy though. And then there's a bunch of stuff here. And what's this? A crimson helm, golden greaves. Maybe get the golden greaves, although they're quite heavy. So, alright, good. We're dying, being reborn, and transforming into a newt at the same time. Like, that's what dark fantasy magic should be. It should be like your god revives you as a giant newt that blows flames into everything. Alright, this is a potentially very strong build because it takes the biggest problem of the game, which is dying, and turns it into an advantage. There we go. Let's level this up. And we can prestige. Let's see, shapeshifter. So we could actually be a shapeshifter. +1 stacks of any transformation effect applied by you on step/attack. Apply 2 wild form to yourself. And when applied, this effect replaces and inherits the stacks of any current transformation. Wild form transformation. Attack range set to 1 per stack. Deal 10 poison damage in a path to one enemy in a 3-tile range on attack. Repeat with fire and lightning damage. So basically you need 10 points in either bat form, new form, snake form, spark form, crystal form, or vine form. We could do that, or we could go for the fire. I think there's a fire prestige class we could get. Pure fire is the pyromaniac. We just deal more fire damage per stack of inflame, and on dealing fire damage we apply more inflame. And what inflame does is it adds to your accuracy and hit, and 50% is removed when you get hit. I'm kind of feeling the shapeshifter. You know what? Let's do the shapeshifter. And let's do more fire damage. Oh yeah, look at that. We turned into the wild form there. Alright, should we wear these? They're still a bit heavy, but they apply inflame as we take steps. Alright, we'll just keep increasing our strength a little bit so we can use that. What do we got? Let's go to the, what is this, the tower? Alright. Nice. Need more strength. Damn, our health is so low, but it's somehow working. There we go. There, we came back. And whenever we come back, we just... I'm not even touching the keyboard. This is a chain reaction. Alright. It's just things start activating other things and everything gets crazy. Dude, look at this. We have a snake for an arm. Like, what is that as a head? I have no idea. Craziness. Wild form, yeah. We're a shape-shifting, regenerating newt man. I have no idea, but it works. Yeah, this is strong. This is strong. There we go. Let's see what awaits us in this room. Let me get another point to newt form. We're at level 4. And we should be able to pretty much just blow everything up in sight. Nice. This game has been pretty fun to watch. Yeah, it is fun to just watch all this stuff getting blown up. All these monsters. What is this? Cresota. Recite the Cresota. Deal 1000 fire damage to yourself. Gain 100% damage if this prayer is not fully charged. So the Cresota is probably just, like, kill yourself and then get reborn. That's what a dark fantasy god should be like. He's like, yo, the way you worship me is by killing, you know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on screen. In the game. That's how it works in the game mechanics, okay? But, yeah. There we go. Willpower. In Minecraft. In Path of Achra. And we actually died. Okay, the Ergonite cuts you in half. Lord, honor me, you die. You won 46 glory. Alright. Yeah, so, I don't know, this is a fun game. A lot of different characters. You can go crazy with the theory crafting and combining, you know, your culture, your class, and your religion, and all the equipment that's in the game, and you can look at all of it here right on the menu, so you can come up with your own ideas, like how to synergize. If you want to do blood magic, you can do that. You want to do life magic, you can do that. You want to do ice, lightning, fire, just pure martial skills, fighter. You can do a standstill build where you start teleporting everywhere. Like this guy. You do the ascetic, and then you do a standstill build and you start teleporting. So like there's all kinds of things you can do, and I definitely recommend checking it out. And maybe next time we can beat the game. I've only beaten it 4 times so far, and as you can see, there's a ton of possible characters that can still do it, so I'll maybe try this again another time. I gotta go now. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the game, and I'll talk to you